I'd like to thank you first, Chiranjeeb, for being my second guest in the program about financial well-being. I would like to know who you are and what your background is.
First of all, thank you, Amashari for giving me this wonderful opportunity. This is a very challenging subject. That's why I'm very much interested. My name is Chiranjeeb Chakraborty. I am from India, Howrah, near Calcutta. I started my Riyaj not as a child, but later I was in classical music, and from my university days, I was a big fan of Pandit Ajay Chakraborty ji. After completing my masters, he called me one day and told me that you are the first guru of Shruti Nandan. I started my job from 1996 till 2001, and after coming to London, that time my father told me, you are doing classical, but you must learn Carnatic music. And suddenly one day, I was teaching in Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, and then I requested the director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan that I want to learn from Bal Murali ji. Then miracle happened, and Bal Murali ji accepted as a student, and I have learned from him till his death. So this
Okay.
is my career of learning.
Teaching has already been a big part of your career.
Yes,
So, what does that mean for you, to have this stability of income?
finance and money is very, very important. When I started my career, I didn't have nothing, but I thought one thing, that if I run after money, then it's not easy to achieve. I need to prepare myself so that money can run after me. I did my reyas 6 to 7 hours every day. And then, after maybe 5 or 6 months, I got one opportunity to sing in a Durga Puja festival for 15 minutes. Still, I remember the fees. It was £81 50 pence.
Interesting amount.
Yeah. After that performance, that lady told me, you are a master. You need to perform every year. And what is your fees? You need to tell me. The journey started. People, started to know about me, and I had to hire one place to take the classes and everything.
Can you explain to people who also teach music what they should do to become aware of their financial situation in the first place? Because many teachers, they might have 10 or 5 students. So how do you gain more students?
I think this is the most tough things. You need to prove yourself that you are the best. You need to create that atmosphere, that my students' performance. At least 10 to 15 students in London, people buy tickets for their show. One thing I do from the first day, whenever anybody join my lesson, I tell them practice, no alternative, nothing. I'm serious, and I want to be honest person. Surrender yourself, the first thing that I teach. आपको बड़ों को इज्जत देना चाहिए, respect करना चाहिए. That is the values, that is the philosophy. You are not learning Indian music, you are learning Indian philosophy. That is my purpose.
For some reason, money doesn't go hand in hand with having a stable life. Many musicians are struggling because of this mindset. Now, the question is, if you live in Europe and you do not have a patron, you do not have subsidy, you do not have sponsors, and you have to survive on your own as a musician, it's very hard. Now, my question as an organizer is, how do we make musicians financially stable so they can still, do what they're good at, and that's follow their heart and perform and do their art, but at the same time make them understand the importance of professionalizing, because this is something which is not happening and it is not benefiting the music that we're actually promoting.
Very good point. Actually, we are very lucky. UK government, I got the SACE grant in 2020 and 2021. According to my income, UK government gave us four type of grants. And also, I don't know about Euro, but in UK, actually, you can get grant from Art Council. You can get grant from PRS Foundation, National Lottery Fund. If you prepare any project properly, which is connected to the society through your music, you'll get the grant. And a lot of people are getting the grant.
But this is temporary, right? It is project based. How,
Project based.
let's say for 1 month you have £100, and the second month you have nothing. So how can you get basically a decent income without worrying so much, and still do what you like, and that is your art?
It's hard to tell you anything because in classical music, especially Indian classical music, you'll not get much listener, you'll not get much students. So the income source will be always very low, not up to the mark.
Why not? Because it is beautiful music.
You need to understand the economics. When I'm asking some sort of money to the organizer to promote Indian music, you need to hire a good hall, you need to hire a good sound system, paying the artist, paying for the hospitality and everything. But if you don't get a satisfied amount of audience, and if you don't get the sponsor, then it's very, very hard to promote.
It
And
is.
and classical music especially, it's a very beautiful music. Everything is fine. But I am a classical singer, but I want to live my lifestyle like Shah Rukh Khan. It's not possible.
You mean that the lifestyle of classical musicians is
It's not because that much audience is not involved. Only for the big star you can, get that much of people, not for the youngster or any other classical musician. In London also, in a 200 accommodation hall, it's very hard to get the full audience. It's big pressure unless you will get grant. And then as an artist, if I ask to any organizer, I need this amount, first thing I need to think one thing, that am I sellable?
But what do you mean by sellable? What is sellable?
Sellable means very simple thing. You are organizing one concert, and after releasing the first poster, 20 or 30 people or 50 people are booking the tickets. And then on the show or before 1 week, it's sold out 200 or 300. Then I consider myself I'm sellable. Otherwise, I'm zero.
This is not the case in this scene.
So the thing is that I need to think that I am doing a traditional music, and the audience I am getting, it's not a large amount of people. I need to think how I will manage with these sort of things. Like I live in London, I only do one show in London in a year. If you offer me 3 times money, I'll refuse.
Why?
I'll not do this because very small place. I started this 6 years ago. One show in the London once in a year. I did one show on 5th of June in 2022 in London. I will not do another show in London.
Okay, so you're saying that Indian classical musicians who are not sellable are doing too many shows?
Yes. If you are a good musician, then you need to create this. If you do frequent shows, or if you perform in house concert, if you perform everywhere, you are not sellable.
Okay, so you're saying that a country like the Netherlands is too small to perform too often?
Yes, like in London also. In London also.
Okay, but if an artist doesn't perform, he doesn't get any source of income. What should he do then?
That is the biggest challenge. If the scenario, if the artist lives in India when he or she is visiting, that is okay for them to perform frequently because they are touring. But I am living in London. If I do my performance very frequently, I'll be very easily accessible. One very, very famous, like I don't want to mention his name, he's a big promoter in London. He offered me 4 years ago in a series of concert, told me that we are doing it at Nehru Center. You know the High Commission Nehru Center.
Yes, I know.
I completely told him, no, I'm not going to sing Nehru Center. Then he is surprised. Why you are not performing in Nehru Center? Then I told him it's a Monday to Friday and it's a free concert. You can't keep tickets. So चिरंजीव चक्रवर्ती को देखने के लिए आपको टिकट खरीदना पड़ेगा, वो नहीं चलेगा. I'll not perform there.
So you're not performing to
No
in
center last 10 years. Not for fun. Last 10 years I'm not performing in a center.
Okay, so you're also saying that artists should not perform in places where the tickets are free.
Correct. You need to create your things, that what happened after 1 year, he booked Rich Mix and I performed there.
Because that was ticketed?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that as a musician, you should be less accessible?
Yes.
And you should only do programs, shows that sell tickets.
Yes.
People should buy a ticket to watch you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that is the hack to get a better audience or to get a better name as a musician?
Both. And also, if any organizer approach me, this is a performance side, I do meetings with them. Are you going to manage? Are you getting any grant or anything? I always do a sitting, who else will be performing, and total discussion about the poster design, who will be doing the sound, what will be the stage design, every sort of single thing I discuss.
Why do you do that?
I want to involve. It's a business, but for me it's not a business. I want to know that कैसे हो रहा है.
But why is it important for a musician to know? Does it benefit you to become a better performer? Does it benefit the show in general? What is the benefit?
I don't want to use the word benefit. To organize Indian traditional music, it's very hard. I don't want to tell them, but it's a little support from my side to take some jobs from them.
But not many artists are like you. They just come, perform, and that's it. Even many musicians who are in the classical field, you have to push to promote them, their own concert. They hardly promote their own concert. They do like to get booked, but they are not eager to promote.
I know that.
Why?
I don't know, but one thing I want to tell you, maybe I'll sound a little bit philosophical. जब भी कोई ये रिश्ता, ये जो कोई भी किसी का साथ, you are meeting someone, or someone is organizing your show, someone is encouraging you, someone is posting your review or anything, it's a connection from God. That I believe. That's the very little things I can do for them, because they has taken already a big headache to organize the concert. And I know I am the most ordinary person. And it's a blessings they are doing indirectly. And that much I can do to take some burden from them, to encourage their capacity so that they can do much more Indian music.
So this is also the advice.
Anyone, I want to tell you, lots of requests I get to share in Facebook and Instagram about their program. I always do that. I never think that I'm not performing, they didn't call me, not at all. I always do that. I consider myself a servant of Indian music. And I passionately do this. आप देखे हो कि नहीं, आज भी मेरा student, tomorrow they are performing, I posted their poster.
I saw that.
Very little thing, they कितना विश्वास करके उन लोग मेरे पास आए सीखने के लिए. And that's a very little thing I can do for them.
Okay, so coming back to becoming a professional musician, you are saying that you have to limit your time if it comes to performing. You cannot be easy accessible. Do musicians have other ways to earn a living? Besides performing, besides teaching, what else is there?
They can write lyric, they can compose. Some of my friends are very unique. They have an incredible power and talent for compositions. I would say that they can develop that area. But if they want to build up their audience through performance, the quality. Right now, I want to tell you one thing, that good, very good, impressive, these are very cliche. You have to be super brilliant. Like within 5 minutes, You need to attract the audience. You need to create the magic. No alternative. You need to prepare yourself like a machine, and also in teaching. 40-45 minutes, long time. Within 10 minutes, one student should understand that is just a insan kabhi nahi zindagi mein dekha. That much positive vibes you should spread.
Thank you. You gave us very good advice, good tips, and I really hope that especially the musicians who are talented, because we have many talented musicians amongst us in Europe, that they do something with the advice that you just gave them.
Thank you so much. You guided me thoroughly. And in Rotterdam also, two female singer they are learning, and Praveen is also learning from me. These are the upcoming stars. They will sing and traditional khayal. It's not Bollywood, traditional khayal.